2 decades ago, a bright young star named Maria Sharapova burst onto the scene at just 17, capturing the heart of the tennis world with a dazzling victory at Wimbledon.
What a story! What a star! What a champion!
She beat the two-time defending champion Serena Williams in the final, and this was nothing short of earth-shattering. This clash ignited a captivating rivalry in the world of sports, revealing how the media often crafts a narrative that drifts far from the truth. Serena Williams was on a 20-match win streak at Wimbledon. As the reigning champion and the highest-ranked contender, she was expected to soar to new heights. Yet her career seemed to have hit a snag. She'd spent 8 months away from tennis with a knee injury following Wimbledon 2003 and had played just 5 tournaments in 2004. Maria Sharapova was very much the new kid on the block, fresh and vibrant and ready to conquer. In 2003, she soared onto the scene, earning the title of Women's Tennis Association Newcomer of the Year. Her meteoric rise marked by an astonishing leap into the top 28 of the rankings, an accomplishment she achieved before she even celebrated her 18th birthday. She was on a win streak of her own, winning a lead-up event in Birmingham right before Wimbledon. The 5 victories there, plus 6 wins at the All England Club, paved the way for the most monumental showdown of her young career: a Wimbledon final against the legendary Serena Williams.
The 2004 Wimbledon Ladies Final saw the arrival of a new star on centre court.
Maria beat Serena at her own game. She hit the ball hard, pushed Serena around, and showed few signs of nerves in her first major final. In a stunning display of skill and confidence, she beat the 6-time Grand Slam champion, leaving the crowd in awe. After that match, we saw what many sports fans described as Maria Mania. The tennis world was obsessed with the tall blonde with a bubbly personality.
Yeah, I'm actually more nervous going on this show than I was before the final.
The hype around Maria was already huge upon reaching the final, and when she actually won, the sports world fully embraced her as tennis's new girl. She signed endorsement deals with Motorola and appeared in multiple commercials, ads, and editorials over the next year.
Make every shot a power shot.
She closed out 2004 with a spectacular flourish, clinching the WTA Finals title in a thrilling championship showdown against none other than Serena. Serena soared to a commanding 4-0 lead in the 3rd set. Yet, in a cruel twist of fate, an abdominal injury intervened, thwarting her attempt to clinch the match. During the 2005 Australian Open in January, doubts were raised about Serena and Venus being considered a declining force in tennis. Serena responded to the claims by stating, "We've been practicing hard. We've had serious injuries. I've had surgery. And after I got to the Wimbledon final, I don't know many who have done that. So no, we're not declining. We're here. I don't have to win this tournament to prove anything. I know that I am out here, and I know that I'm one of the best players out here." Serena also reflected on the haunting shadow cast by the tragic murder of their sister, Attendee Price, in 2003, a loss that reshaped the life of their family. 2003 was a hard year for the sisters, and now they had to defend their legitimacy among the world's best. In 2004, Serena beat Sharapova in Australian Open semifinals. With just one major win to her name, Maria was making millions of dollars. Deals with Motorola, Tag Heuer, Land Rover, and Canon commercials, magazine covers, and flashy events contributed to her glossy it girl image. Serena had accomplished way more, and just to be clear, was a superstar in her own right, also making millions. But Maria was making more, receiving increased attention, ranking higher, and being treated more kindly by the media. Serena was a fierce competitor who was determined to win this match badly. She wanted to prove herself on the court. Maria got the early lead, winning the first set in just 30 minutes. Serena won the second, 7-5, and then Maria served for the match in the third. This was the turning point in their rivalry, and one point in particular sticks out. Maria had a match point on her serve. She stepped up to the line, and Serena did this. Serena would save 3 match points in the semifinal, eventually winning 8-6 in the 3rd set. She'd go on to win the title, her 7th major. Fast forward to the 2007 Australian Open final. They hadn't played since that 2005 semifinal, but both of their storylines in 2007 felt very similar to 2005. Maria had reached a career high. She was ranked second in the world. After winning the 2006 US Open, she went on to secure a 19-match win streak towards the end of the season. After Justine Henin withdrew, she entered the Australian Open as the top seed. Serena didn't have a good year in 2006. Hampered by injury, she played just 4 events. She fell to 97th in the world by the end of the season, her lowest year and ranking in almost 10 years. In Daniel Posner's book On the Line, Serena revealed she was suffering from depression in 2006, seeing a therapist every day and taking a break from playing tennis for an extended period of time. When she arrived in Melbourne for the Australian Open, Australian commentator Pat Cash dismissed her as a lost cause and criticized her for believing she could make a comeback to the top of the game. She was recovering from injury, fighting depression, ranked 81 in the world, hadn't won a slam in 2 years, and again faced doubts about her abilities. Despite that, she advanced all the way to the final and faced world number 2, top of her game millionaire, it girl, Maria Sharapova.
I love doubters because I love more than anything. What I love, besides obviously winning, is proving people wrong. Like I always say, I believe in myself more than, anyone. And even though it was hard, I really believe in me and in my game. If I play well and I do the things that I need to do, it's really hard for anyone, women's tour, to beat me.
A side note here, Serena hates to lose. I have been following tennis and Serena Williams for 20 years. She's very competitive in everything she does. She always strives for the best, from sports, board games to business. She doesn't want second best.
I said to myself, one thing I can promise is God is my witness. She's never beaten me again. Never, ever, 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 ever.
Maria possibly just reminded her of everything she had lost or missed out in the last 3 years. 2004 Wimbledon, 2004 WTA Finals, the endorsement deals. I mean, Maria was Nike's darling. And as she walked on court in her custom yellow Nike dress, Serena walked on court with a lot more to prove. Serena had fought through an extremely difficult 2-year period to get to this point, and Maria was on top of the world. So this is actually the first time I noticed some animosity from either player. And it came when Maria hit Serena with an overhead at the net. The cameras caught Serena's choice words after the point, so it's not clear what she says. Some people think she said, "bitch," but I'm not too sure.
Ooh, the crowd seeing that on the big screens.
Anyways, in just over an hour, Serena completely crushed Maria in their match, proving all the doubters wrong and making them eat their words.
Third time is the champion in Melbourne.
Serena would make the quarterfinals or better at 13 of her next 14 majors, including 5 wins. 2 more in Australia, 2 at Wimbledon, and 1 at the US Open. She finished 2007 inside the top 10 and got back to world number 1 in the following year. Maria would only make it past the 4th round at 3 of her next 14 majors, one of those being a title run at the 2008 Australian Open. A big part of this slump was because of a shoulder injury she sustained in 2007, which would lead to shoulder surgery in 2008. She had a long road to recovery and wouldn't get back to the very top of the game for another 4 years. Even though she had some difficulties on the court between 2008 and 2010, she was able to negotiate an 8-year, $70 million extension to her Nike deal in January 2010. And that was just one of her endorsements. I mean, she still had Porsche, Tag Heuer, Sony, PepsiCo, Land Rover, and the list goes on. Serena and Maria played each other 17 times after that 2007 Australian Open final. Serena won every time. To all of us watching, this was personal, but that was just a theory until an incident in 2013 gave it some credence. A Rolling Stone reporter released excerpts from a private phone conversation Serena was having during their time together for an article he was writing. During the conversation, Serena made a comment about an unnamed rival and her sinister boyfriend, who she was not discussing with the reporter. The reporter speculated that the comments were related to Maria and added them to the article. And like blood in the water, the tennis world flocked to the drama. So it got pretty ugly. Maria fired back at Serena during a Wimbledon press conference.
I just think that she should be talking about her accomplishments, her achievements, rather than everything else that's just getting attention and controversy. And if she wants to talk about something personal, maybe she should talk about her relationship and, her boyfriend that was, married and is getting a divorce and has kids. She should talk about other things, but not draw attention to other things. She has so much in her life and many positives, and I think that's what it should be about.
And Serena apologized to Maria after this incident.
Made a point to reach out to Maria as well, because she was inadvertently brought into a situation by assumptions made by the reporter. So I personally talked to Maria at the player party, incidentally, and I said, look, I want to personally apologize to you if you are offended by being brought into my situation, and I want to take this moment to just pour myself and be open and say I am very sorry for this whole situation.
But this moment made it clear that there was conflict between the two women. After the 2013 incident, whenever Serena and Maria faced off on the court, tension would always be present due to their history. And then just this year, Serena said this about the perceived beef between her and Maria.
I haven't seen any tennis players.
I know, I'm waiting for you to pull. There's only 2 tennis players. It's you and one other.
Maria?
Yep. Now, is there beef there?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
I mean, was there ever beef? Yes, it was just competitive though. She was winning, I was winning, you know. We both wanted to win. I don't think it was personal. It was just, you want to win.
I believe Serena is being honest in this situation. Looking back at all the times they played, there is no concrete proof that there was any animosity between them. They seemed friendly. The media noticed a chance to create a rivalry between two women from diverse backgrounds and seized it. Honestly, I am one of the fans who fell for it. Watching a match where the players hate each other was much more thrilling. But after some time, I realized that the fans may have been sold a storyline that wasn't necessarily true. And it wasn't just the fans that were sold on it. Maybe Maria and Serena fell victim to that narrative too. If all you see is how much you hate the opponent, maybe you start to believe it yourself. This is a great example of how our own limited ideas about two people, especially two women, can entice us to fill in the blanks on what we don't know. Oftentimes, we are filling in the blanks with theories that are more exciting than reality, especially when that reality is far removed from our own. Many of us only know Maria and Serena through a TV or computer screen, yet we still feel certain about their emotions and motivations. Maybe Serena didn't hate Maria. Maybe Serena just hated losing. And maybe Maria hated losing too. And as they leave pro tennis behind, they're running into each other at events and not staring daggers at each other from across the room. They're actually taking pictures together. They've buried the hatchet, if there ever was one. I'm not attempting to change the past, but there are times when it is enjoyable to examine an engaging plot like this one.